Will you have two quarterbacks in practice today, or anybody, or more than that?
No, just two today, and I know we're working out some guys tomorrow. So Jordan's not going to go today. He is feeling a lot better, but you know we're going to be smart by it too.
Feeling a lot better. You're any more optimistic that he'll be able to go this weekend?
Potentially, yeah. We'll just see how the week goes and how he recovers, but he is feeling significantly better than he did on game day.
Matt, you made the comment after Saturday night's game defensively about wanting stickier coverage. Is that something that you feel that guys just need to be more confident in their own abilities, or is it something different from a coaching and emphasis standpoint that you guys need to focus on?
Yeah, I think all of the above. Certainly you got to make these guys aware of the situation. If it's 3rd and 7 and you're playing off at 12 yards and they're running an out route and you have outside leverage man on a guy, you can't be sitting that far off because it was just pitch and catch. I think there were some other things where we got into trouble with some of the corners kind of peeking in the backfield, looking at the quarterback instead of focusing on the wide receiver. But, yeah, that's something that we'll stress, and we'll continue to stress the situational awareness, especially in those 3rd down situations.
Hey Matt, for a number 3 quarterback like Kurt, I mean, what is the value of a day like today, or depending on what happens with Jordan this week, and being able to maybe see a few more of those reps in practice?
Oh, it's extremely valuable. He hasn't gotten the reps that I know he would like, but it's hard to rep more than 2 guys many times. So it's a great opportunity for him.
What's the practice plan for obviously with Jets coming Wednesday, a little easier today and tomorrow, or how are you kind of going about the next 2 days, or today and tomorrow?
Yeah, so today it's going to be pretty short today, about an hour and a half. We've got a couple special teams periods, some individual, I want to say 4 team periods, and the guys that didn't play are going to get the majority of those reps. So I think we're going 7 in a row with those guys. The 2s will get 4 reps. Basically 3 periods of what we call team run, where we'll implement some of our play passes or keepers or whatnot, and then we've got a 3rd down period and a red zone period, and then we'll finish the day with a 2-minute.
Speaking of 2-minute, those timeouts, I think you called at the end of the first half the other night. That was, I assume, just specifically designed to get a crack at the 2-minute drill in that scenario?
Yeah, we were trying to manufacture our own 2-minute drive, and unfortunately they kept getting first down. So, and they did a nice job managing the clock there. But even to start the 3rd quarter, the thought was it was really to kind of come out in a 2-minute drive. But with just what happened with Jordan, we didn't think that was going to be as beneficial. Because that is something we didn't even get one in the whole game. So we'll try to manufacture one this week.
Anything else in here? All right, let's go to Zoom. Sarah, go ahead.
Yeah, we have 2 in here. Tom Silverstein.
Hey Matt, was there any discussion amongst the coaches after the game just about what you need to do with the run game, whether you need additional reps in it or different drills or anything like that, or do you not panic and just go the way you've been going?
Well, first of all, thanks for joining us today, Tom.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be here, by the way.
I thought our run defense in the first half was pretty solid. It's just in the second half, we didn't do a good enough job of setting edges, of just being physical, playing. We talk about killing blocks and playing square up front. I thought they moved us off the ball. We had guys, not always in the right place. So certainly the second half is where they took advantage in the run game. I think they had 10 rushes for 90 yards in the second half. So that's certainly not going to get it done. But I thought the first half was much better.
Is that just a byproduct, Matt, do you think, of not having a lot of contact, with the O-line and D-line?
I think it's more of a byproduct of we were playing a lot of young guys in there, and, that's their first action. And they've got to improve in a hurry. So that was disappointing though, just that second half run defense.
Spoon, go ahead.
Hey, Matt, sorry, I should have been in the auditorium. I'm actually out in the parking lot.
No excuses, Spoon. No excuses.
My question was actually about the offensive line and your run game.
Oh,
And whether
I gotcha.
you felt like there's something, I know you're not pleased with the run game. Is there anything you would want to do in terms of increasing drills, or do you feel like you need to adjust anything moving forward?
I don't think we did a very good job up front just taking the techniques that we drill and the fundamentals we drill and applying them to the game. And that was even with some of our veteran players in there. We did not execute the combination blocks very well. There were a couple misreads by our backs that we can't have, but there was, just some free runners where if you do that, and there were some tough looks that we were running into when they were playing their man coverage and we were trying to run the football. It was a loaded box. It was a 8-man front, which is not always easy. So you have to be perfect in your technique and fundamentals and your footwork. The backs have to be in sync with you, or with the line in terms of their tracks, how they press the line of scrimmage, and then making that one-cut read. Certainly I know in the second half we had a short yardage situation where we had Patrick in there, and there was actually a crease right in the A-gap where he could have hit it, and it looked like it was potentially going to be a decent gain. And even if there's not a crease, you got to learn to punch a hole in the defense, and you can't dance in short yardage situations. And he had one earlier on a 3rd and 2 where he hit it just fine and got like 5 yards or whatever it was. So, it was a combination of a lot of things that we have to clean up.
And just one more in here, Aaron Higler.
Coach, you made a joke earlier this week or this weekend about learning not to do live kickoff drills and joint practice. But do you expect to get some kind of special teams close to live work? You mentioned the young guys and their need to get better quickly. How do they get better when you're not having contact? It's like special teams seems to be such a bugaboo for you guys, but you never have any live sessions. So how do you square that?
Yeah, that's a good observation. We did talk about how we're going to have to stress our guys a little bit more in practice, just getting some more full speed, full field work, because we did not do a good job of just, there's a transition from sprinting, where we call it long stride, where you have to shorten your stride and then you basically end up breaking down, shuffle, and then shoot on whoever the ball carrier is. So we definitely have to do some more of that. I think a lot of our issues in this past game was on our punt cover unit. Number one, we had a couple just poor protection on our wing where we got beat, and it definitely affected the punt location where we were kicking the ball in the middle, almost in the middle of the field, which that always sets you up for failure. But there was a lot of lane integrity issues where we tell the guys they just got to know their leverages. And if you're on the right side, you're trying to keep the ball on your left pec. And there were too many times where guys didn't execute their responsibilities, and it leaves you vulnerable. And there were some nice returns by Houston, and we just got to improve in that facet. So I think the majority of our special teams is going to be dedicated to the punt and punt return. Those are two of the bigger plays on special teams. You don't get as many kickoff returns anymore, and I just think it's a much safer aspect of special teams, but and one that we certainly have to improve upon.